Hi everybody. So it's a little bit cold out here, so I'm going to try to make this quick. It's been a while since I made any videos. I guess it's been, like a week and a half or something, whatever. I haven't read a whole lot this week, and I kind of failed my Read What You Own challenge, unfortunately. Boo-hoo. So my goal overall was to read 20 books, but to read 5 before I bought anything new. And then Joe Lansdale announced that one of his Happen Leonard books, number 9, I can't even remember the title, was on sale for $2.99, so I had to go buy it. Then after I bought it, I thought, oh crap, wait, I haven't finished 5 books. And then I thought, well, what the heck? So, yeah, so I bought some Christmas-themed, a couple of Christmas-themed ebooks, and one of them was the one that I'm going to review today. Merrie, AxeMas by Sellars. And it was actually recommended to me because I kind of put out a call to my Facebook friends and a couple of groups that I'm in, if there's any sort of slasher-themed, horror-ish, Christmas-type stories that I could read, because I was looking for my next read, I told them. So, but I will get to Merrie AxeMas in a minute. The books that I did read that were still in my TBR list were There, Heart-Shaped Box, Devil's Mountain. I read a story from the Lovecraft compilation that I have. I did start The Wasp Factory, but I haven't, I don't know, I just couldn't really get into it, so I'll probably put it down and maybe pick it up a bit later. And then there was another one that I sort of read the first page and put down and haven't gotten back to. But, sorry. Oh, I'm a little tired. I just got off work. So, yes, it is Sunday. It is, what is it today? The 19th, or 6 days before Christmas. And I do have a new phone, so this might be the last, or at least the second last video I'm going to be making on this phone. So I'm excited about that as well. All right, Merrie AxeMas. M.R. Sellars wrote this sort of as a gift to his fans, and it's the first, I guess, in a series about the FBI agent at the center of it. Her name's Constance, and I've forgotten her last name. So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's okay. I mean, it's readable. I like the characters. It's about an FBI agent who is assigned to this small town at Christmas time. And it's kind of a basic police procedural. What happens every year, this is the 8th year in a row. The sheriff receives a postcard from a card company that is no longer in business. The only fingerprints or leads belong to a cold case that happened in 1975. Every year they find a body hacked up with an axe. Nobody ever sees the person go in or out, so it's a locked room mystery. So Constance shows up, and she has been assigned to this. She's an FBI agent, and she's the 5th one in a row. So after the first 2, they started sending FBI agents for whatever reason, because I thought that, see, I never quite understand the role of the FBI in American murder cases. Like, I thought that the FBI kind of did things that crossed the state line, right? Like, if they go from here to here, then the FBI comes in. Like, am I wrong about that? I don't know. In Canada, I also, I don't completely understand the Mounties' role in that part of the stuff anyway, so probably just because I'm too lazy to look it up. But yes, the Mounties do our capital murder investigations, and I guess, anyway, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. So she goes and she talks to the sheriff, and the sheriff, he might be a small town sheriff, but he's pretty sharp. But there is something a little bit strange about this town because everything about it seems like it stopped 30 odd years ago. And the book came out in 2010, so 35 years ago was 1975. So she gets a cryptic message. She never quite uncrypts it. She goes through the investigation. They end up surveilling the house. Same thing happens. And I think the ending was kind of an ass pull, to be honest. I didn't really care for it. And I'm like, really? Seriously? I mean, even a paranormal explanation would have been better. So anyway, there is a note from the author at the end, because the question always raised is, where's the rest of the book? And he said that this book sort of was expanded into a longer book called, I've completely forgotten it. Anyway, I can't remember the title of the other book. I know, I just looked at it this morning. Think I can remember it? No. And I don't have my notes with me, so. And apparently the expansion of the book explains more about the townspeople's role in what's been going on. I don't know. It's a strange story. It's a locked room mystery. It's got a good premise. The ending isn't all that satisfying, but I do like the characters. And the one thing I did really like was all the little shout outs to Sherlock Holmes, because obviously Sherlock Holmes was the sort of the good guy for locked room mysteries. The other thing I read this week was, I'm slowly furthering my quest to read more Lovecraft. I shouldn't keep making faces about Lovecraft. This one was kind of fun. It was called The Outsider. Of course, not to be confused with Camus' L'Étranger, which, for whatever reason, is always literally means the stranger, but is always translated to the outsider in English. I've never been able to figure out why, because it should be called the stranger, but whatever. But Lovecraft's Outsider is told from the first person perspective of this person who lives in darkness and has always, lived in this awful place, and this terrible creature comes and takes care of him and lives in the darkness, and it's this wonderfully cryptic, atmospheric, gloomy story. And he crawls out of his crypt, and everybody runs away from him, and he comes up and he sees this creature and he reaches out toward it. And then there's a twist, and then he accepts his place among the denizens of the dark and the cryptic and the horrible. And what he touched was glass, so it was like a mirror, right? So it was kind of a fun read. What I can say about, again, I've always said about Lovecraft, I'm not a big fan, but he does create a mood, so we'll give it that. So I'll give it 4 out of 5, I guess. So that's all I've got for this week. Hopefully I'll get some more done before the end of the year and do an end of year wrap up like I did last year. But I hope you're reading lots of horror. Have a great day.